Friends, you're in for a treat because today we have 2 card tutorials using blooming phrases for our sentiment and our little flowers, and using the Florals in Bloom Designer Series paper by Stampin' Up. This is really cute paper. You're going to love it. It's in the annual catalog. We're going to cut little panels out. I'm going to do them separately just to keep my measurements straight. Then what we'll do is we'll do all the stamping for the sentiments. We'll cut out the cards separately, the panels, and then we'll let you take a screenshot of each tutorial so that you have all of the measurements that you need. My name is Kimberly Smith. I'm the Papered Chef, and I would like to welcome Joan B., who is the newest member of the Papered Chef's team. I'm so excited she joined. I was just welcoming her into our team Facebook groups. And if you missed it, and this is probably the last time I'm going to get on to be able to say it unless I get on Zoom because I have a wedding to go to. But if you missed it, there is a special going on May 6th to 31st, 2025. It is a starter kit special. 3 people that I know of so far have taken advantage of this on my new team members this month. For $99, you go pick out whatever you want, $165 worth of products, and you get free shipping on that. So it's just $99 and you get free shipping. No hidden cost except for tax. I mean, maybe not every state has tax. So, like, for example, Georgia has tax. We even have tax on our darn shipping. But that's another thing. Whoever snuck that into our legislation, shame on them. Tax on shipping. Anywho, back to this special. You, in your state, you just pay $99 plus if there's tax in your state, and that's it. You not only get to pick out $165 worth of items, you can't go one penny over. You will get a bunch of, different fun things, like a reformer paper pumpkin kit. I opened one of these the other day. You're not going to get this paper pumpkin kit, but you get like a paper pumpkin kit. You get, some catalogs and stuff. You get a cute little pen and a folder. And I don't give you anything in addition to that because I'm not allowed to entice you in any other way. Just to know that my team, I can say that I'm allowed to offer to all my team members, is my team members get a discount on things I offer. Like when I offer a bingo, they all get that discount. Not you in particular, everybody gets that. When I offer a designer series paper share, everybody on my team gets a discount. So the savings alone from all the things you get off of me throughout the year, all the different offerings I have, the discounts alone on that are worth it. Plus 20% off of all the products in the catalog and things like that. All right, so join my team if you can. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I don't know. If you were spending, it's not a no-brainer if you don't have $99. But if you were spending $99, anywho, did I get the wrong paper out? Nope, these papers confuse me. They're so much similar. I'm talking to myself again. It's a no-brainer if you were going to spend $99 anyway. So I'm going to use this as one of the backgrounds. And this is one of the backgrounds. Those are the 2 we're going to use. The rest we'll use for the little scrap pieces. All right, so let's do the stamping first. Reach in, if you have the card club kit, reach into the bag that says Bubble Bath and Secret Sea. I used to also label that you get basic white pieces, envelopes. You get a bunch of stuff in this bag. But I'm just putting the labels of the 2 colors because all the rest is the same. We've had our card club for 2 years now. So thank you for all of you who have been with me for 2 years. It's been a joy. It's been a pleasure. So you always get extra little pieces and things. This month, one of my card die cutting buddies, gave me these really cool die cuts. I'm not even sure where they got it from. And I was like, oh, I finally get to put these in one of the kits. So you have this long banner you can use for something. I just think it's great for this blooming phrases because everything's really long. Anywho, we're going to use the Bubble Bath. You're going to make 2 of them with all the card bases you were given, and you're going to make, oops, wrong way. The Secret Sea goes this way, vertical. All right, so that is what you're making. Anyway, let's get back to this. So I like to chitter chatter as I do this, but I always like to do things at the same time. So we're going to take, and I always have to look at what I did. So Thinking of You, we're going to use Thinking of You again. Because I really love this stamp on here, and because it's 2 lines. It has a little glyph. Oh, I just washed that one. All right. So everything's still kind of wet, as you can see. Let's see. So hopefully, I'm just gonna wipe it on my shirt. I tried to use tissue paper, see, to dry stuff, but it really wasn't. It wasn't that It didn't absorb any water, but it did keep lint from getting all over my stamps, which is a good thing. So sometimes you just have to sort of blot your stamps off. See how much water's still on there? Let's see. Okay. It's getting pretty good. We'll use that in a little bit. So first we want to take our bubble bath. Let's close the secret C because it'll just make a huge mess. We don't need it yet. Bubble bath, we want to take, I'm just going to get a stamping block. Again, just drying it off on my shirt. All right. Go ahead and, to get some ink on there. All right, let's see. We need some more sticky notes, I think. Just something to blot this ink off. All right, so I had on here fresh freesia. So what I'm doing is just getting off. I'm still using my purple blending brush, but I want to try to get off some of the fresh freesia because bubble bath is a lot lighter than fresh freesia, but it's still a type of yellow. I mean, not yellow, purple. Where's my head? All right, so now we're going to go around the edges, and we're just going to add a little dimension to our little postage stamp. They're called perennial postage dies. Really cool dies. They go with that perennial lavender suite that we still have the paper for. Third catalog in a row, the paper has come back. I guess I'll have to feature it this year in my card club at one point. It's really popular. I've used it a couple times before. But I can't believe it came back. It's really nice. Lots of like purples and flowers and butterflies and things. Anyway, that's this postage die is part of that suite that it was a suite. Now it's just a separate product to buy. Or you can just buy the die separately, I should say. So with this one, I'm going all around the edges. And I always blot a little bit off on the glass mat before I do this. Anyway, those of you that are demonstrators, I usually do this video where I talk about the benefits of Stampin' Up! And being a demonstrator. But, as many of you know, I was a teacher this year, and it was very hard to run the business the way I used to, where I always do like a lot more promotional videos. And now I just have time for my card tutorials, I'm very committed to doing. It's a club I've had for 2 years. I'm committed to my workshop tutorials, my scan and cut tutorials, my scan and cut retreats, and I can't really do anything else. So those of you that are around here and you're on the chat, if you wouldn't mind just saying what you like about being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, if you are a demonstrator, because maybe they'd like to hear it from you instead. Or if someone's on the fence and you have any questions about it, ask a question and they can answer it for you, because I have a lot of demonstrators watching. So, what do you like about it? I like, of course, the people I've met are amazing. I've met you guys. I'm all through Stampin' Up! All of people I met on this channel, I've met them in person at events too. So the friendships are really awesome. And of course, I like not just the discount, but personally, I like being able to pre-order. I like being able to say to all you guys, hey, guess what's coming? And open it with you on the boxes and getting the stuff first. I mean, there's something about getting stuff first, even if I'm not even going to use it. Even if I just end up giving it all away at one of my bingos. There's so many things I pre-ordered and then I was like, I didn't have time to use them, and then they were already retired. So I'm just excited about getting them first. I'm excited about pre-ordering. That's such a great perk. And of course, there's demonstrator-only events. So what do you guys like about it? And we always keep it real on this channel. So, feel free to say whatever you want. All right, now let's see. That little corner, it kind of got a little bit darker, so I'm just kind of making the other corner darker too to kind of make it balanced. Okay, those are cute. And then for these two, I'm just going to ink up the top edges. So you can see how I just inked up the top one for that. I think it's time to do a little re-inking on my bubble bath. I buy all the re-inkers when I buy the stamp sets, and then I tend to hardly ever use them as much as I should use them. But this is getting kind of dry for me to have to do this much work to put bubble bath on here. So thank you guys who came on earlier. I see some of you have come back. So Robbie Landon says she's a hobby demo. Love all the products. Early access. Yep, we love the early access and the discounts. So when you start out at Stampin' Up, you get 20% off. That's your initial discount. Then after a while, like, 6 months, a year, whatever long it takes you to become Bronze Elite, you will become Bronze Elite just by simply sticking with it. Then you'll start getting 25% off. You don't need anybody on your team. You just start getting 25% off. Now, if you get people on your team and you reach a certain amount of sales level, you will become silver. You get 5 people on your team. One of those becomes a silver. You become silver elite. That's the level I'm at. I'm going for gold. I eventually will become gold. Eventually, because one of my team members will become a silver elite and I'll become gold. Stuff like that. You can advance and then you get more perks as you go through the advancement levels. Now, before I stick the Secret C on here, let's do the florals. Let's put a little timid tiger and darting duckling on here just for a little color. Okay, we've already used our bubble bath. We're going to put that off to the side. Darling duckling. I put the labels from the bottom. These are new ink colors. You get your label and you put it on their little tray there. So let's use this little stamp and let's take out this flower. So you're gonna mount it flat, right? Flat side up. So I'm gonna do what's called off stamping. Stamp on, stamp off, because you get a lighter version. So stamp on to the paper, stamp off. Okay, so that's a little bit lighter than it would normally be. We're gonna do a couple of those on each one, on those, and we're gonna do them on these as well. Let's see, I put them on. We're gonna stamp our sentiment right over the top of that. Oh, I like how that came out better, even lighter. I like when it comes out lighter. I'm wiggling it because sometimes when you don't have the stamp in the middle of the stamping block, you wiggle it a little bit to get the coverage that you need. And there's a little bit of lint on there. Okay, that one got smeared a little, but no big deal. Stamp on. Okay, stamp on. Wax on. Wax off. Stamp on. Stamp off. Like Mr. Miyagi, right? Wax on, wax off. Guys, put these. Okay, these were washed from before. So let me see what I can do with these ones. Okay, I know I need one of these. So we're going to put a couple of these back. This is, if you missed the last video, we did a lot of stamping in that video as well. And then I said I'm going to go wash my stamps, and then they didn't really fully dry. So put that down for a second. I'm going to fully dry my stamping block. Well, that didn't really fully dry. I'm using my t-shirt. Okay. And put that back. So now I'm going to use Timid Tiger. Yep, too wet. Still too wet. Let me close this. Put that over there. Sometimes I just use a wet wipe. It does help me dry it a little bit better than like puddles of water on my stamps. Not to mention I'm getting ink all over the place. All right. So Lori Manitou said, I have enjoyed connecting with other stampers and demonstrators. Color and coordination of the products. And of course the discount, yes. I love the coordination of the products because I don't have to sit there and worry. They've already come up with, oh, there's ribbon to match this Timid Tiger. I mean, I have my ink color ribbon sitting here. Look, my blends, my ink, my re-inkers, my card stock, everything coordinates, which I love. I do love the color coordination. That's what you can, because when you guys look at my cards, you're like, wow, they look so professional. Well, my secret weapon is, okay, that's what you want to do, something like that. Your secret weapon is having all of these little color coordinated products. Trying to see which one will go like that. I should have really, this one's not centered in the middle of the stamp, so I'm having to wobble it. So if you saw me wobble, it's because I'm wobbling because it's not in the center. That's better. You get better coverage that way. When it's in the center of your stamp. But yeah, color coordination is pretty awesome in Stampin' Up. So Deborah says, meeting other crafty, like-minded people. The friendship and love given to everyone, whether you live in another country or in the world. Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. We love meeting other people. And when you meet them online and then you meet them in person, it's like even more exciting at an event. You're like, hey, I know you. I watch your videos. Like, you know, like that kind of thing. It's really cool. It's fun. Okay, now I'm going to open up Secret C. And I'm going to do Thinking of You on these two. Okay, stamp, tap, tap, tap. This is Secret. And then I'm going to do, hi, Carol. She's saying, love the little, she's saying love with the little hearts. Hey, that came out cool. That came out darker than I wanted it to, but I actually like it better darker, but I didn't mean for it to be so dark. So maybe it's just because it's kind of wet. I don't know. But it came out nice and crisp. Nice. Okay, Thinking of You came out nice. Let's see if we get the same luck with our thank you. Which, okay, I'm going to put the Celebrate back because we used that one already. We've used a lot of these stamps already just in my sample cards. Celebrate and then thanks. Again, I need a lot more thank you cards than anything. So I'm kind of just doing what I need for my own customers. But you can, of course, use whatever sentiments you want. Do whatever you want. It's your stamp set. Maybe you're following along and you don't even have this stamp set. That's why when I give you sentiment pieces, you can use whatever you want for your sentiments. These die cut pieces, oh, that came out nice. These die cut pieces are like good for a lot of different stamp sets. Nice. Okay, so this one came out better, and this one came out better than the top ones. But either way, so you know, I saved them all. So now we're going to put all this in the bucket. Okay. That's my little travel to my, I don't have any water in my she shed. So it's my travel to my house bucket. Like I have to go wash everything. That's why when I say I'm coming back soon, I have to go wash things. And then my mom might need something, or like hubby might need something, or my cat. Or in this case, I also wanted to, you know, welcome a team member. So that's why it took me a little while to get back here. Oops, let's do this. So now what we're going to do is take out that trimmer, which every one of us needs to have, right? Cool trimmer. Hello again, Tracy Blethen, Kelly Stoller, Christina Fullen. Thank you for being a YouTube channel member. Glad you guys came back for more tutorials, whether you're in my club or not. I know some of you guys are. Hello, Phil Ham, Lori from Ohio, Hilda Massey, Rhonda's here, Cindy Tenson. I am waiting to send you your designer series paper share as per your request. Okay, and I have, so all the rest of the paper shares are going out tomorrow. Designer series paper shares, the rest, if you requested it later, are going out later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, this is almost already, this will be 4 by 5 1/4. This is the cloud cover piece. And then we're going to make the Secret C piece 4 by 5 1/4. So these are our background pieces. By the way, we're making panel cards like we did earlier. And with these cute little patterns. I like this pattern going this way, horizontal. So I'm going to do it, cut it 4 inches this way, just to have this cute little pattern. But it doesn't really matter which way this pattern goes. All right, so we have these that are 4 by 5 1/4. The other panels I'm going to cut separately because I don't want to mess up and I have to use my own tutorials. All right, so hello, Deborah from New South Wales, Australia. And hello again to Peggy and Jackie, YouTube channel members, T. Barnes, Rosemary Lopez. Yeah, so Janet says, besides the friendships, that's a good point. She's a paper chef. She said, there aren't many companies that I know of that like to order everything that matches. That's true. Because like even when you go into like say a Michael's or something and you try to get stuff to match, like good luck. You're like, oh, cardstock 3 for 10, and then it's all this like crappy, cheapy little thing. It's not dyed all the way through. It's like, or it's cheapy and it's like thin. And then I mean, I use it for my kids' craft clubs. I would use it for that. But I, you can't use it and then nothing matches with it. So you're kind of left with all these supplies that don't match. Hello, Melissa from Texas. And thank you, Rosemary, for watching my earlier video and coming back. And so Rosemary needs help to get customers. I might start up my Grow Your Crafty business again. My group for that. I do have a Grow Your Crafty business. I had to put it on hold for a little bit. Okay, we're going to be putting this Secret C with the bubble bath. We're putting the cloud cover with the Secret C. Okay, so this is our little panels. Yeah, I do like to help people learn how to get customers, but honestly, everyone they put too much emphasis on like the strategy when like there's not a big secret to like showing people things and making offers and showing, like having events, like just have events and share the things that you love and you'll get customers. So basically have events, whether they're online or not, show videos and show people the product. Like customers don't fall out of trees. Like they literally don't. And once you get a customer, I mean, they come and go. I've had customers that have come and gone, but because I try to keep adding value and making it like, I'm a persistent and I keep on sharing videos and like, maybe they don't have any money right now. And like they come back again a year later, but they come back because they know that I'm going to be like sharing value with them. I'm going to be like giving tutorials and doing things for my customers. I love my customers. My customers know I love my customers. So it's like you get customers by just sharing what you love with them, sharing the products and sharing what you love. Okay, and then customers will come. I'm trying to find something that will go with the bubble bath. Okay, so here's the bubble bath one is this one. This piece is definitely going to be good in there, right? And so is this. I'm looking for another like tall piece. This one would be cute. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this one for the side. All right, so what I'm doing right now is I'm doing the horizontal card. And I'm going to make it, I'm going to cut this 1 3/4. This little panel for the side. I want that little purple to show through, and I'm going to do this one. Don't worry, I have all the measurements written for you. No need to take notes. Just kind of watch my thought process. That's more valuable than the measurements because you can kind of see I didn't have a plan of which paper I was putting where, and now I'm like, oh, that'll look cute there, right? What I'm trying to do is replicate this card, but I know it's going to be on this background. See how I'm trying to piece colors together. So that's how kind of I'm going with it. We're back to the 1/4 inch margins as opposed to the, the margins I had, which were an 1/8 inch on the last video. I'm using glue because it's more forgiving. I'm just going to go and mount this panel. Okay. So you just have to kind of keep in mind which way you're making, which way the pattern goes. So if this card opens this way, you have to put the pattern up and down. That's all. Not rocket science, guys. And we might use this again. So now let's see what else we're going to do. We need one to go across. Let's use this piece for the top piece across. So we're going to go 1 3/4 again. Everything's 1 3/4 on this one for the one measurement. And then we're going to do 3 inches. Okay, and that's going to go right here. See those cute little margins? 1/4 inch margins. I could have moved that over. If it wasn't, see, I told you to use glue because it's more forgiving, but I've already moved. It's a little too close to the edge. Squeeze, squeeze. You can do it if within a few seconds after mounting it, but right after that, you can't move the darn things. Okay, so that's a cute little piece. Flowers going in every which way, every direction, every which way. This is called Florals in Bloom, this paper. So let's see what else we can use. We can use this little piece here. And I liked this little pop of yellow in that one. So we'll use this little piece for the corner, but we need a piece that's like with the flower showing. So I'm going to kind of cut. I'm going to go like that, right? First, let's make sure it's 1 3/4. Okay, so it's 1 3/4. Now, that's going to be on this little corner piece over here. So that one is going to be 1 1/2. Okay, so 1 1/2. Hopefully it doesn't cut this flower off. Oh, yeah, I did it. I think that's the way it goes. Okay, put that right there. I'm not going to mount it yet because we have to see where the other one goes. And then this one, yeah, it's going to go right there, but we'll save that. We need a little piece with a little pop of yellow, so we'll use this little guy. 1 3/4. Oops, it's actually going to be, it's still 1 3. It's 1 3/4 the other way. I think this one is 1 1/2. No, 1 1/4. Sorry, 1 1/4. This way. It's the other way that's 1 3/4. 1 1/4 by 1 3/4. Okay, like so. So you always kind of do it before you mount the last couple. Always kind of make sure that you measured them right. And you have a little bit of a margin there. Nice. Okay, so that one's good. And then we're going to mount this one onto this piece. Where'd it go? Oh, it's already there. It's right in, it's the piece. I'm looking for the card though. Bubble bath. Where's my bubble bath? There we go. This piece. So we're going to put that onto this piece. Always double check. All right, now we're going to put dimensionals on there. Okay, I'm just going to kind of hold it there and look that it's centered. I love the color Bubble Bath. It's such a pretty color. It's a happy color. Okay, so that's good. It's centered. Now we need the Thinking of You. Couldn't have gone far. Okay, we said we're going to use the bottom ones. So we'll put those over to the side. Put that on there. We're going to center it with some dimensionals. These are my mini dimensionals. Where are my large dimensionals? I'd rather use the large dimensionals because I only need 3 of them that way. 1, 2, 3. And then I just add some of those in color flat pearls because they go with everything I've been doing for this whole card club. But of course, I gave you some other embellishments too. So just use whatever embellishments you have. When you run out of one, use some other. Anything goes. You always get more than enough. Like you might have rhinestones and other things. We just use. So let's see. One of those will be cute for a little pop to match that. So we'll put a little one over there. Okay, let's see. That's a strawberry slush one. A little bit of darting duckling would be cute over here. And a secret C for good measure. Put one of those over there. So, oops, move it down a little bit. Oh, I don't lose the glue dot. Don't lose the glue dot. If you move something, you got to bring the glue dot with it because sometimes the glue dot gets stuck on the paper. And that's it. There you go. Thinking of You. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Let's get to the measurements. Oh, I already spilt water on the measurements. Here you go. Bubble bath. So to review, the card itself, let me just make some room. The card is an 8.5 by 5.5 card. That's a review. We always do this in our tutorials. Scoring at 4.25. Okay, so that's the bubble bath card. You can take a screenshot. I'm going to write the ink colors, and that's all I have left to write. Then you're going to have layer 1, which is 5.25 by 4 inches. That's this piece of Secret C that we had in the background, and I told you to just check on how you're going to have that laid out with the pattern, right? Then you're going to go and put your panels there. So that's layer 1, and then you have layers 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here they are configured here. I'm calling this 1. I'm calling this number 2. I'm sorry, calling. Let's see, I called this 1, and then that's 2, and that's 3, and that's 4. I did it different on the other card, didn't I? But anyway, we're gonna maybe when I type this out in the PDF format, I might not call it the same number. I probably would call that one 2. Would you guys call this one 2 in a tutorial, or this one 2? I'd like you to know. So say bottom should be 2 or right should be 2, because I want to make sure I'm consistent. Anywho, this is the measurements. We have 3 by 1.75 for panel 1. Panel 2 is 1.5 by 1.75. Panel 3 is 1.25 times 1.75. That's this one. And then panel 4 is 3.75 times 1.75. Okay. And now we're going to write the colors of the ink when I can find the pen. The ink is going to be Bubble Bath, where we inked up the edges. Timid Tiger. Okay. Let's see. Timid Tiger, Darting Duckling. I love our color names. That is so fun. Darting Duckling and Secret C. Okay, so you do like how I called it number 2 on the bottom. I'm getting more votes for the bottom. Oh, right. I'm getting right as well. Hello, Paulette. Nice to see you. Hello, Dawn Klein. I know I owe you a kit, Dawn, and my mom made your bag. She made your super cool bag. So sending that in the mail soon. Hello, Karen. Thank you for being a channel member. Yes, Robbie said she loves the colors on this one. My mom is doing better, Deborah, but she's kind of like dizzy all the time. And like when you go to the doctor, all they do is keep prescribing more medicines. I'm like, I feel like she's getting poisoned by all these medicines. She'll have like this bucket. And it's like, don't take all those. You know, I'm not a doctor, but I know that you shouldn't take so many things. It's just, they all feel like they're doing something by prescribing more. It's just, I'm on a kick about that. Don't take things if you don't have, don't take too many things if you don't have to. They should be taking her off of medicines when she goes to see them, not putting her on more. So it's not helping. But anyway, hopefully she goes back again and does something better. So now I'm ready for the next card, right? So I hope you guys are ready for the next card. Okay, I have votes for bottom, right, and bottom. So I'll probably keep it this way, because that way I can refer everybody to the video when I do my PDF, and I can make like a QR code to the video, and then you'll be like not so confused. So next one we're going to do is called Secret C. That's the card that's Secret C. And it's going to be like this, you know, card like this. Okay, we've already done our inking. I mean, we've already done we've done this for it, right? We've done this part. We've already got the thanks, and we already have the part that goes here, like so. Okay, so we're not too far, we're far along. And we're going to now duplicate this card here, but we need little panels. Okay, so we need little panels. We need whatever little scraps I can find. Let's find all the little scraps. And, you know, it's very easy to get this other stamp set or this other paper mixed up with that paper, but it's a different color palette. I was using these to make double fold treat pouches. So let's take, I'm going to use a little piece like this. We'll probably use one of those. Let's see, we'll use one of these for sure. And then probably, we definitely want to use one of these. This is super, like one of these for sure. This one. Okay. And I'd really like that piece, but I don't know if I have any more. It looks just like that. And this piece, I'm not feeling it. I don't know. I just don't think it contrasts enough with my background. Maybe it's like the fact that it's not white in the background. I don't know. I like this piece, the strawberry slush. I used the strawberry slush as a background for this card, but I'm not feeling this piece here. So we're not using that piece. Oh, there's a couple more in here. Maybe I'll find the piece I need. Let's take, okay, let's put this away. No, you didn't make the cut. You did not make the cut. Okay, this one made the cut, but I already have a piece of it. This one made the cut. Okay, let's see what's on the other side of here. Okay, maybe. I'm looking for the little flowers that look like that. No. I guess that would be okay. They might be okay. Oh, that's all I have. I don't have any more. I don't have any more pieces. And let's except this one. We're already using that one. Oh, there we go. But it's not big enough. All right, so we will use for this corner. Well, we can't use that piece because it's not tall enough. We'll just use the other end of one of these pieces or something. All right, so let's get to work. So this piece we're gonna use this piece for over here now. I'm using the Secret C side. Secret C. So I'm gonna cut the panel number 4. So they're all 1 1/4 wide. 1 3/4 wide. That's been an ongoing theme. And now I need 3 inches. So I want a little more purple on the bottom. So we're gonna go like that to get a little bit of the purple, and we're gonna flip it around to do 3 inches. See how I'm doing that? Just kind of like, that way I get a little bit of, I guess it would be, what is that? Petunia pop or something. So that will be over there. All right, this first piece we'll use the sky. And I'm gonna flip it around, 1 3/4, because I like having some of the yellows in there. And it's gonna be a 2.5 piece, 2.5 inch piece. Okay, I'm gonna go down up so I get some of that peach in there. Flip it around, 2.5. Okay, I'm gonna lay this one over here, like so. Okay, it's coming together. See, you save all your scraps. You never know. Okay, we know we're gonna use this piece here. Where'd my sample go? Okay, so because we used it up there, this time I want to use it down here. So we'll use this piece, which I absolutely love. Oh, there's something on the back there that's cute. All right. Let's see if there's something on the back here that is the flower I've been searching for. Nope. It's not the one. All right, 1 3/4. I digress. 1 3/4. Where did you come from? You're sneaking. You guys are sneaking your way back into my... Be gone, be gone, be gone. 1 3/4 by 2 1/4. All right, that goes there. And there, and there. And now we need a panel up here. Ah, not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, let's see. I think I might just use that guy. Okay, number 2 is 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. So 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. Which way should I cut off? I could cut off. I hate to cut off that flower. It's so pretty. There. Yeah, that's the ticket. All right, so there's my card. And now we're going to glue it together, cleaning up all the scraps. Yeah, it's a great way of using up scraps, right, Melissa? And you could do, this is going to be like, if I do this in a card workshop, which I do a lot of card workshops on the Udemy platform, I would call this like, the stack and shuffle. You could kind of like cut the pieces. Like I would do a bunch at once, right? And then a bunch of these panels. And then I would use them again and again and again in different versions. But the reason I just came up with these designs, and I kind of just came up with them independently of each other. But what I would have done is I would have taken a piece of this, cut a bunch of them, and some would have come out on each side, each size. And then I would have shuffled them. So I would have shuffled all the pieces so that they're in different orders, so I can make a bunch of these at once. So yeah, that's just a technique. But thank you. I'm glad you like the designs. Okay, I'm just trying to get like the little, there's like little lines on the cloud cover, trying to make sure they're kind of lined up with the other lines on the cloud cover. But yes, a great way of using up scraps. It's something I come back to a lot, but I do different kinds of. Oh, that's pretty too. A different kind. I call them like, I just call them panel cards because I just say like 1 panel, 2 panel, 3 panels, 4 panels. I've done up to about 4 panels. I don't think I've tried 5 yet with the little strip. Oh yes, I have tried 5 with the ink colors. Oh, that came out nice. Double check always double check. Do this before you mount this because you might end up. Oh, there's the piece I was looking for, darn it. Remember I told you I kept looking all over for this piece? The reason I couldn't find any more of this, I wanted this flower to be here, is because it's the back of one of these cloud cover pieces. So, you know how you always have like an A side and a B side. So this would be like the A side of your paper, really pretty. And then the B side would be the cloud cover. And I used it. I was like looking all over for like those flowers. Nice. Okay, and now we need to pop this guy on there. Now you put it where you want it, but I like it in the center. You can put a little ribbon behind it like we showed you on the card yesterday. You could put a little ribbon behind it, a little piece of your gold. I gave you some gold. I was trying to use the gold pieces, but I just didn't. I was going to put them behind this, but what happened is it was hiding too much of my cute designs, right? I could put that right there. Like when I put something behind it, you couldn't see these gaps, and the gaps kind of help make the design. So I end up not using those extra pieces I gave you. But as promised, I always give you specialty paper in all of your kits, so you can still use it for something else. Let's plunk some Secret C, Timid Tiger, and we'll put one up there. Let's see. Strawberry Slush. We'll put a Strawberry Slush up there. Okay, so put a few little flat pearls on there. And here is the tutorial. May Cardon Blue. We're still in May Cardon Blue. We've concluded now all 4 of our May Cardon Blue Card Club tutorials through a series of 3 videos. Here is the last measurements you need. And I'm just going to write the ink colors so you can get your screenshot. So these are our layer. We have our Secret C card, 11 inches by 4 3/4. We then have our layer 1, which is your cloud cover in the background, 5 1/4 by 4. Then layers 2, 3, 4, and 5 are these little panels. Panel 1 being 2 1/2 by 1 3/4. 2 1/2 high, 1 3/4 wide. 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. Sorry, over here you got a square. That's number 2. Number 3 is going to be 2 1/4 by 1 3/4. So that's this way, 2 1/4 times 1 3/4. And then number 4 is, this is the disadvantage of writing all these earlier. They all got wet, it looks like. Okay, this third one is 3 inches high and 1 3/4 inch wide. So everything got wet. That's the only disadvantage of doing it early. All right, let me see how much room I have. Push this up into the screen, and I can still write the ink colors down here. Ink, we have Bubble Bath, and we have Timid Tiger. And remember, stamp off for all those. You want the lighter versions of Timid Tiger. You want the lighter versions of Darling Duckling. Thank you. Denise Funk is saying hello, and she loves the card. She said, cute cards. Hello, Ada is saying, way to use the scraps. Yes, it's fun. I love your last name, Yazzle. What a great name for a crafter. Yazzle. Dazzle and Yazzle. All right, so let's see. Daffodil. No, not daffodil. Darling. Hey, I can make the F into an R. Darling Duckling. Okay, and then we have, what do we say? Secret C. So hopefully you see all these colors, but all the measurements are there for you. Secret C. Hello, Melissa Sullivan, Melody Israel. Oh, I am the queen of getting sidetracked. So no problem, Melody. All right, so there you are. There you have it. And now I'm going to show you, once you take your screenshot, I move this out of the way. I'm going to show you all the other cards we made with this month's card club. All right. So if you missed, well, you didn't miss this video. Like today was, today we created these 4 cards featuring Florals in Bloom, which, as you may or may not know, is a suite of products. It's not just the paper. It's a whole suite of products. So if you like this stuff and you're like, I'm in love with the whole suite, have to have it, join Stampin' Up. You get like $165 worth of items. You can get the whole entire suite. Florals and Bloom suite collection. And then plus more than that, because you can get $165 worth of stuff and only pay $99. And this could be your starter kit, right? All of these things. Look, you'd get this, you'd get that, you get Pretty Florals bundle, you get the Sweet Blooms bundle, you would get the In Colors pearls I've been using. This pretty, what is it called? Pretty Florals and Bloom Designer Series paper. Okay, you get all this, all the things. So that's really fun. And look at all this incredible products. And then I would add, if I were getting all this, I mean, look at this, it goes on for like 8 pages. If I were you, I'd recommend the washi tape. It's $15, but it's all coordinated with our products. I've been using the washi tape all the time to shut my bags. It's been so much fun to just tear off and use it to shut my bags. And yeah, that's the suite. Anywho, that's what we use. Now, this is your alternative project. All you need to do is do 5 1/4 by 4, and then you're going to do 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. That's it. 2 little layers of paper, and then an inch strip across there, and use one of my little banners I gave you in your card club kit. And you're going to, like one of these little extra strips I gave you, which are, I think these are 1/2 inch, right? And just use that and make your little banner. And those are great for the Florals in Bloom. Couple in color pearls, you're good to go. Okay, so these are all made with that Florals in Bloom. And then what we also made this month, and whether you saw the video earlier or yesterday, like there were 2 other videos, we worked with the Florals Impressions. Floral Impressions, not Florals Impressions, Floral Impressions, which is an online exclusive item. There we go. And it's very similar paper, which even I get confused with. I had to be like, which one came and which one's that? Just go online and you'll find all the products. You can shop with me and get any of these things. So this is also a great little suite to have. And this is called Floral Impressions. And we used a little petunia pop on that. And we used a little bit of these foils. I already forgot the name of the foils. It's on the bag. And then this one here, Thinking of You. So I now have lots of Thinking of You and thank you cards. But of course, we did a celebrate, and we did other things as well. You can use any of those sentiments from the impressions. All right, so stick around for next month. Or come back next month, and you can start ordering your oops, see how I lose stuff? Feathered Friends. We're going to be working with the birds next time. So then we're going to be using these sentiments again, probably these sentiments again. We might use some of these because the Feathered Friends doesn't have sentiments. So this will be my upcoming bingo, the Notes and Totes. It's going to be my upcoming workshop series for the summer. And then we're going to be using sentiments from these sets because, like I said, the ones with the birds, it's going to be all about coloring. So every month I focus on different techniques. And that technique is going to be coloring. Because they're just so beautiful and bright. And you'll get, some extra paper to play with and all that good stuff. So that is all for now. Have a great evening. Thank you for watching. And I appreciate all of your comments about the cards, etc., etc. All right. See you again real soon. This is the Papered Chef.